avoid it like the plague.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. I'm here to introduce someone that's familiar and useful. So I've read a little bit about her. I understand that this young lady up in the front is very instrumental in leading to this moment today, and I'm going to leave her to tell that
Where's
story.
your husband? He went
But
to
I'm here pleased and honored to welcome Miss Fanny Slater, as she's going to tell you a little bit about the book that you see on the table today.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thank you so much to everyone for coming all the way here. It means a lot to me. You know, I tried to set the bar really low for myself, and I said I hope one person shows up. So
Well, you knew that was a given.
I know. Well, this has exceeded my expectations so far. You know, needless to say. So what I really want to say is, on November 21st, 2013, I was at home working, and my phone buzzed on the table. And I looked down, and I had a text message from my grandmother, who was proudly sitting in the front row. And it said, Fanny, I'm watching the Rachel Ray show today, Thursday, and she's holding a cookbook competition. It sounds interesting, big prize. And I wrote her back and I said, you know, that sounds really great. Thanks for telling me about it. I'll check it out. And, you know, I was just humoring her. I thought, who enters a national competition? It really does that. Who are those people? And she wrote back and said, great, you never know. So I guess you can figure out how that turned out. But I remember when BB, is what we call her, had you know, told me about the competition. I thought to myself, you know what? Why don't I just, like I said, I'll humor her. I'll just give it a look and see what the rules are. So I look up the rules for this competition, and it's as if they were written for me. That's how it felt. I started reading through them, and the first requirement is that you could not have gone to culinary school at all. So I grew up with two amazing parents who infused wonderful cooking just into my life all the time. My mom started this very famous brownie business that I'm sure you all know, Rachel's Brownies, and my dad taught me how to make the world's fluffiest scrambled eggs, among other things. So I just grew up with such a love for cooking, and it was always there, but I never wanted to do it the way that everyone else did. I didn't want to go to culinary school. I didn't want to start my own restaurant. I wanted to do it as out of the box as possible. So the first rule was that you couldn't have gone to culinary school. Check. The other piece about me is I have always loved to be in front of people. I have always thought I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be on the screen. You know, when I was little, I'd go upstairs, I'd put on everything in my closet. I'd stand on our fireplace that was kind of like a stage, and I would put on a little show for my parents and my sister and the cats, and they just thought I was the funniest thing ever. And it just encouraged me to be myself, and that made me want to be in front of people and share myself with the world. So the second requirement was that you had to make a video. Check. And then the third requirement was that you had to have a concept. And at this point in my life, in November of 2013, when I got this text message from my grandmother, you know, I had just moved back from California. I decided maybe I don't want to be an actress, maybe I want to focus on food because that's my passion, and I want to try to figure out how to do it my own way. And I thought to myself, what is it about cooking that really inspires me and makes me passionate? And when I was in California, the way that I would really battle the homesickness is I would make things that would remind me of what I grew up eating. And I found that that's what inspired me about cooking, is every single day waking up and smelling something that reminded me of home, or taking a bite of something that just, you know, threw me right back to a memory from when I was 10. And in doing that, I found that I was so inspired by the foods that tasted like childhood. So I entered this concept called Taste Like Childhood for the Rachel Ray competition. And within, you know, submitting all of these things, within a few months I had made the top 20. Within another month I made the top 10. And then on April Fool's Day of all days, Rachel Ray called me herself and said, Fanny, you know, would you like to come to New York City and compete on our show in the competition? And I said, I'm pretty busy, but I could probably make it work. And so I was flown to New York and got to compete on the show, and you know, different rounds of competition. I got to cook with some of my heroes. I got to flip omelets with Jacques Pepin. I don't know if any of you watch Shark Tank, but I got to make crab cake sliders for Lori from Shark Tank. And you know, the whole competition was just, from the moment I stepped on stage, all the pieces of my life, everything that I loved, the cooking, the writing, the eating, the being in front of everybody, it all kind of came together for me right there. And so during the finale, I was lucky enough to have Phoebe in the front row, who rushed the stage as soon as Rachel Ray pulled off the curtain with my face on it. And it was such a joy to be able to have her there, and my parents there, and my boyfriend there. and all these people who had supported me along the way. And it's brought me here to this cookbook. It's been almost a 2-year work in progress, so it's pretty amazing for my very first book ever to, you know, be able to share it in such a big way and be blessed by Rachel Ray, you know, sharing me with the world. And I think that at the end of the day, what it all comes down to for me about the book, you know, it's funny, I wasn't really sure what I was going to say when I got here, and yesterday, all my friends have been posting pictures of themselves with the book and posting recipes they've been making. It just came out last week, so this is all brand new for me. And I had a friend who I haven't talked to in years, a girl who's known me since elementary school, and she said, you know, Fanny, I've been cracking up just reading your book all afternoon. Thank you for making a book that is so you. And that, I found, was like just the best compliment I could have gotten, because the journey of this for me has been about not just finding myself, not just finding what I wanted to do and what I love to do and how to make that happen, but it was about being comfortable with who I am and sharing that with the world. And I'm a weird kid. I'm a kid who I would put bologna on my face, I would dance around the house when I was little, and I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with sharing that with the world. So a lot of it for me is about sharing who I am with everybody, and I hope it inspires all of you to be yourselves and find out how you can change the world in your own ways. So with all that being said, for those of you who haven't read the book or don't know anything about it,